And we're off. Welcome to the 50th episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host, Shali, and we're here with the amazing, the incomparable Rizky. Say hello, Rizky.
Hello.
All right, and we have a very, very, very special episode of the Brave News channel today because we are celebrating 6 brave years of Brave Frontier Global. Yay!
Whoa.
6 years. That is an amazing accomplishment. I could not be prouder of the entire Brave Frontier team, the entire summoner community out there. It's a magnificent thing. It's a beautiful thing. How do you feel about the 6th anniversary?
I think this is kind of like one of major achievement probably in kind of like a mobile industry or mobile game, because very little like games that can last more than, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years. But hey, Brave Frontier is on the 6 years now, and who knows, we might be getting our 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10 years.
Fingers crossed, right?
Finger crossed, yeah.
Exactly. Well, let's not dabble any further here because we do have a lot of information to share with you guys today. So, Rizky, can I pass things off to you?
Right. So, for the first thing that I would like to share with the community right now, because I think recently there are some balance updates happening in the game.
Yes.
And it's kind of like causing, I would say a roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah.
Between our long-time players and the new players regarding this item. So I feel a need that to bring the actual more explanation about this matter to the team. And I actually like discuss and with our design team on the reason why we are doing this, and then what are the solution, and what kind of things being adjusted as an impact of this balance update. So let me go through for each of the changes one by one.
Okay.
So for the first thing that we are having here is the DBB gauge shard fill issue. So the reason why we are doing this because of the unit progressive changes that enabled OD gauge to fill to a full from a single UBB, and this is causing this led into a chain of UBB within from multiple units within one turn. As DBB gauge fills 1 shard per UBB, this resulted in a much higher than intended rate of DBB. In summary, it's basically allowing you to execute DBB in 1 or 2 turns because of the chain of UBB. So what's the problem with this is that DBB are not meant to be executed within that such a short turn, because the damage impact and the way it is designed. Original design was DBB to be executed about around 4, 5, or 6 turns, once every 4, 5, and 6 turns. So the solution that the team is coming out here is that the amount of DBB gauge filled through the UBB within 1 turn is limited to 1 shard only. Do note that for the DBB shard, there is about like automatic refill every 5 turns. So you will get 6 shards being full in about 5 turns, and that is what we are in. That is what the intended design by our game design team. So high rate of DBB is intended to be achieved by lowering the DBB cost through raising DBB bond levels. So yes, you can actually get the DBB to be filled in less than 5 turns by increasing the DBB bond and remaining in overdrive, rather than using the chaining the UBB. Yeah, so this is the shard filling issue that we addressed, and the second issue is of course the long time UBB issue, which is, this is probably one of the so-called exploit that a lot of our long-time users are using, depending on the unit itself. Of course, we have been addressing it in the recent content with not allowing this through the boss mechanic and everything, but there are still like older contents that is affected by this. So in general, I think we probably have to apologize first, that because in one of the BNC we kind of like mentioned that IUBB is a way of playing.
Well, it was. I mean, because that's a way that the players found, answers to. Some of the rifts, for example, were extremely difficult to complete without the use of you know, UBB, and so people just kind of got used to, you know, playing in that manner. So at one point it was, but the point that we're trying to make here today is that that should no longer be the case, right?
Yes, I think the issue here is that it's kind of like a vicious cycle because IUBB was, to be very, very honest, it's kind of like uncaught by us. Like we are not expecting it to be happening in the past. And what happened is that the unit or the dungeon design is the boss design is made to cater for the IUBB, which is actually a bad thing. So now the team realized that we have to kind of like apply a reform or make a fix on this. Otherwise, it might affect the longevity of the game itself. Like, you know, without IUBB, there's no way for you to win a certain content.
Right.
Or you have to like do that kind of like a hard cut by having a boss mechanic that totally not allowing this IUBB to happen. So well, in summary, we don't want IUBB to happen, so we are adjusting the OD gauge fill to have 10% OD gauge reduction per consecutive UBB within one turn. It doesn't actually change the value of the UBB OD fill itself. Like technically, you can fill UBB every 2 turns if you have a 50% OD applied each turn. But what we want to avoid here is that unit that can self fill their OD gauge and allow them to use UBB infinitely within a 1 turn.
Yeah.
That you don't even have to move a turn to kill the boss, which is sounds looks a lot like a point actually. Yeah. So okay. So what will happen is that this adjustment will help to control the excessive damage outflow from UBB and basically cutting off, making the infinite UBB impossible to do. And we understand that this kind of major mechanic changes is kind of controversial and quite late because these things has been happening for maybe about a year or more than that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are getting too comfortable with this strategy. But the team believe that this mechanic change is necessary to maintain the game content balance and of course, I think for the longevity of the game itself. As an impact, I think we can take a look at the next slide. As an impact that some content, some bosses or some existing content and future content will be adjusted accordingly. So, for example, the team has applied the boss difficulty for Uprising and BF2 has been rebalanced. The HP greatly reduced to the relative intended difficulty. Boss critical damage ratios has been normalized. So we don't have to rely on the critical DBB damage too much anymore. And in the future, ongoing update will be like extra action effect that was disabled in existing content will be enabled again.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can. I think the hard cut or hard limit that was applied in the bosses was like the boss will disable the extra action, and that kind of like indirectly nerf the unit itself. So. In the future, the team will take into account on this. We will enable back the extra action, and then I think that the boss design will be made more challenging without reliance on the IUBB anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, and then on top of the content balance adjustment, there will be a reward balance adjustment as well. We have the uprising boss material drop rate increased to 100%, so there's no more RNG for this.
Nice.
When we have been trying so hard to defeat the boss, there's no more RNG for this. We want to guarantee that, and Exalted token drop greatly boosted from all relevant content like the Uprising BF2 RC70 Chroma. So basically the objective of this is to reduce stress from excessive farming of boss content and also to increase more monthly Exalted tokens as well. And as a compensation for this adjustment, all players will also receive 300 Exalted tokens.
Okay.
As well. Yeah, so well, it's really hard for us to announce this kind of, because I know I think about around a weeks ago, like we got 2 weeks ago, there are a lot of like commotion around this adjustment. So I hope our players can understand, and ultimately this the objective of these changes is to cater for the longevity of the game itself. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm sure that it took many people by surprise when it was just suddenly announced. And I think the players more than anything wanted an explanation as to why these changes were done and how come it's changing now, especially, for the IUBB thing that has been in place for, a pretty long time now, and it didn't seem to be a problem until this point. So I think, people were they just wanted answers. So hopefully the information that we have shared with you guys here today is enough to answer your questions as to why these changes are necessary in the game. And it's fun to have challenging content, but of course the game also should be fair and allow us to beat that said content, because if it's too difficult, then we sometimes have to resort to exploits in order to be able to beat this hard content. So it is a vicious cycle, but we have to meet each other in the middle. We want something challenging, but it can also not be impossible, because then we'll have to resort to sneaky ways to clear content, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, right?
Right. I mean, I guess there will be a lot of questions in the future regarding these changes, what's the impact, what are the future direction. I mean, as usual, feel free to drop your comments here. I think our team is always looking at all channels like YouTube, Reddit, Facebook as well, and if necessary, we can come out with another dev diary to explain about these changes and everything.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Let's
so
move
that's
on
about
to
the
happier
balance
things.
Let's move on to happier things like our anniversary celebration. So
That's
right
right.
now for the 6th anniversary, we have more highlights here. We have more things to announce to the players. So
Yes, we do.
Let's go to the first thing, which is the anniversary daily free summon.
Yes.
So it's going to feature our seasonal favorites of 2019. And you can get your free ticket by logging in daily, and you can have a chance to obtain those 2019 seasonal units. So basically, there will be again there will be 6 weeks and 6 gates featuring 12 units. So there will be Bjorn and Lin, Annette, Galin, Kagia, Miel, Nanwangmu, Aubrey, Ellie, Senni, Sofinar, Fiora, and Chutong. So there you go. More details about the combination and everything will be announced in our official channel as well. So stick around and look forward for the announcement.
All right. Free summons are always good.
Yep. Next, moving on to the Selector summon. So we will have 2 different Selector summon here. We have the Diamond Selector summons and the DBB Origin Selector summons. So here you guys can see the summary of how to get the ticket from one from the Anniversary Bazaar, the other one is from the login campaign. Also the summon pool is a little bit different as well. You have total of 33 units for the Hero Selector and 12 units for the DBB Origins. And of course, this time around, Uprising Batch 2019, Raid Class Season of 2019 is included in the Hero Selector. And especially for the DBB Origins, there will be 6 pairs of DBB partners from the original 9 pairs.
Okay.
This is actually good for us to catch up for those who are not having the DBB unit itself. You can just get it by login.
All right.
So it's going to be
sounds good.
Interesting.
I would like to get some Uprising units. I don't have any of the newer ones. I don't think I haven't been lucky enough. So I think I might spend my Hero Selector tickets on that. But we'll see.
All right. So moving on to the next one, we have the 6th anniversary login campaign from November 6th to December 18th. So it's going to be a very long anniversary login campaign. And of course, there will be there is also a special unit of choice from the new Selector summon features. So there will be the DBB Hero Selector that we were mentioning earlier. There will be Azurayan Korsan, Sofinar and Serentis, Elena and Nia, Tevarius, Nanwangmu, Zero Anya, Chutong, and Semira and Beatrix. So there you go. There will be quite a number of interesting DBB combination here as well.
Yeah.
And you can also get the 6th anniversary exclusive L gift. So what is the L gift? We have to find out later on in the announcement detail. All right, so moving on to the next item, which is the 6th Anniversary Bazaar. So again, the hero selector that was mentioned earlier, you can get it from this bazaar. You can also get brief tickets and other rewards. And 6th Anniversary tokens, we will have the daily free summon, weekend challenges, and you can get it from the daily free summon, weekend challenges, community events, and more. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
bazaar as well.
it's a very interesting combination of units here as well, because there's from Uprising and there's from Raid Class and there's seasonal units and also Grand Quest oriented units. So it's almost as if every unit we've ever made for the global version of Brave Frontier, not necessarily like a collaboration unit. There's no Mikus in here, guys, but I don't know that we've ever had such a wide array of different units available for a summon before, so it's very exciting.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like the rule is always like for every anniversary there will be like a lot of chance for players to get those old unit, slightly older unit, and it's kind of like a lot of things happening there. So it's a waste if you miss logging in or participating, clearing the challenges or missions during this anniversary, because there are a lot of freebies for you guys.
Yeah, we love free stuff. Free stuff is the best.
All right, so the next we have the level up campaign. So there will be special Souls Training Ground with half energy and 3 times of EXP.
Nice.
This is a good chance for you guys for those who want to reach the level 999.
Yeah, join the club. Come to the 999 club.
And it will be all the way until the end of 2019 with half EN on selected Vortex and 4 times EXP for all quest maps.
Nice. Including Summoner's Arc, do we know?
Well, we have to double check on that.
Okay.
But it's not mentioned here, but assumption now is will be for the story event, but who knows, if there are a lot of demands, we can consider that. Okay,
well, I'm hoping for that as well, because for me, that's the hardest thing to level up is my actual summoner, so.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so last but not least, for the anniversary giveaways, for players who are logging in between the 6th and 20th November, we will receive 5th anniversary unit, Illusion and Lumina, designed by Astarot Arts. So this is the unit that all players got last year, but for those who are missing it, this is a chance for you guys to get it. And there will be the daily karma giveaway of 600,000 karma. That's a lot of karma. A lot of karma. That is a lot of karma, yes. And daily Zell giveaway of 6 million Zell. Nice. So there you go, guys. You should actually don't miss out this anniversary, the good anniversary giveaways. Yeah, 6 million Zell a day. That's a lot of Zell. So make sure that you're not missing out on that, especially if you are like me, who just likes evolving units to just have them in their unit guide, unlocked, and you spend a lot of Zell where you don't really need to. So. Yeah, some players complain about oh, we are not even having enough karma. I mean, I myself have enough karma, but if you don't have enough karma, this is a good chance for you to stock up. Yeah, that too. If you're suffering from karma losses, now you have the karma dungeon that is coming up with 3 times the XP that you can farm, and then also the free daily karma giveaway. So that's, everything's working in our favor. Love the free stuff, for sure. All right. Okay, so we have another 2 interesting anniversary items, but I will pass this to Shali. Okay, well, let me tell you guys that there's more to this anniversary than meets the eye, because we have more Brave Frontier 2 content coming to Brave Frontier Global. We have the Curse Master dungeon coming in. Now, who is the Curse Master? Some call him El Haza. His true identity, I will not spoil it for you, but I do know who he is, and
Yeah, no, that's all
Spoiler.
I'm gonna say because I really don't want to spoil the story for you guys. But this dungeon is gonna feature 2 difficulties. One of them is gonna be normal mode, and once you clear that, you're going to get your Omni Rarity Lugina, who you can see on screen right now. Now, this is the Brave Frontier 2 version of Lugina. Lugina has grown a lot since his Brave Frontier 1 days. He has accomplished many things that the other summoners you probably thought would accomplish first, but he got a. He has an interesting life. I will just say that. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. Just clear the dungeon, get him, as part of your squad, and then go into his lore and see what he's been up to, because it's quite interesting, considering his character. And then hard mode. If you reach hard mode, you can farm for materials to craft Lugina's exclusive sphere, and you can also get exalted tokens as well. So don't miss out on this dungeon, and don't miss out on your free Lugina, because he's, one of those main characters in Brave Frontier that is very, very hard to forget, because he just leaves an impression on you.
Yes.
I won't say whether the impression is good or bad. That's up to you. He leaves an impression. Okay?
Well, certainly he is leaving a lot of impression to the players as well, like
yes,
in the story.
For sure. All right, but he's not the only one joining us in Brave Frontier Global. We have the lovely, the very much beloved Paris also joining us in Brave Frontier Global, and Paris has also grown quite a lot. She has also grown her hair out. Her design is very, very elegant as always and beautiful, but she is the kind of lady who has the looks and the brains, and so she has made a very, very big name for herself in the world of El Gaia, especially in the Randall Empire. How I'm not going to spoil it for you again. Just get your hands on Paris and then go into your unit guide and then read up on her lore and see what she has been up to in Brave Frontier 2, because it's also very, very interesting, and it shows that, ladies can do amazing things too. All right, so what do you think about her Paris Brave Frontier 2 design? Is this waifu material risky?
I think it's I don't know, it's like a general waifu or something.
General
but she's not
waifu?
general anymore, as in not general as in like that generic, but more
like general
high-ranking
waifu.
general, yes.
I see, like military
But
waifu.
she's probably more than that, right? I guess. I shall not spoil it.
Yeah.
have the
No.
notes here.
Let's not. Let's keep it a little bit of a mystery for those people who would just want to enjoy the lore for themselves. But I agree that she looks absolutely beautiful.
Amazing.
She looks very
Elegant.
intimidating at the same time. So much respect to Miss Paris and all of her accomplishments in Brave Frontier 2. All right, and next here we have Vortex Arena Season 4, the Tenebrous Showdown. The rewards that you're gonna get here from rank 1 to 1,500, you're gonna get the Erishan Effigy, which is one of the plush toys that you guys see on screen. Probably the lower one since it has less details, which means, the top one. Excuse me, because this is for the top ranking people. So the one with the little bones on its hoodie is probably the one that you're looking at there. And then from rank 1,501 to 6,000, you'll get the Dragon's Intrigue, which is the one that you see on the lower side of the screen.
Right.
Sorry for the confusion there. But in the event bazaar, you'll also get a chance to get the Oath of Power. So make sure that you're participating on the Vortex Arena every single day, because every single day will give you rewards, and then you can climb the ranks and then get yourself some pretty good spheres as well as other goodies that you can trade for in the bazaar eventually. So don't miss out. Make sure that all your dark units are ready to go. And speaking of dark units, we have a fabulous new dark unit that's joining us in Brave Frontier Global to complement the Vortex Arena. Her name is Noxa, and now Noxa is a very intimidating young lady who represents the dragon in the Chinese zodiac. And now, Emperor Yu is having this competition, and everybody thinks that they have their own advantages because they represent a certain animal in the zodiac. But you have to remember that Noxa represents the dragon. Dragons are extremely powerful creatures that have been revered from the beginning of time as symbols of power and energy and all things that are amazing. And so Noxa thought that she had this in the bag. Like, I'm just gonna go into this competition, everybody's gonna love me because I'm a dragon. I mean, I'm the most powerful thing that has ever existed, so I don't really have to try so hard at this. It should be obvious who will be the winner. But what Noxa wasn't expecting was that when she went down to Earth, she found out that dragons were now mythical creatures. There were things of the past, things that you can find in a fairy tale, in old folks, tales, and nobody believes in dragons anymore. Nobody has seen a dragon in centuries, millennia. So what exactly is it about Noxa that they should be revering? Well, there was not really any reason until Noxa decided to take matters into her own hands and show them why exactly they should be following her and supporting her in her endeavors. And so I'll leave it at that. As far as her lore goes, you guys can get your hands on Noxa and find out the rest of the story. But Rizky, what do you think of her design?
I think her design is just like beautiful and deadly
Yes.
at the same time. And I don't know, I really like that. Is it a kind of like a braid in the form of like dragon tail or something?
I think she has decorated it with some like dragon bones or something.
Yes, it's just so awesome. This is a total waifu.
Yeah, so she could take just a piece of her hair and just smack you with it, and then
Yep.
just send you flying to the other side of the room.
and I think I'm really interested to see if anyone will be able to cosplay like this. I think it looks just very
That'd be really
complicated,
cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of detail in her
Yeah, a
clothing
lot of detail.
and a lot of pointy and sharp edges that may not be very comfortable to wear. But if anybody ever pulled this look off, I would give them 5 thumbs up. So I need to get 3 more arms to do the rest. But yeah, I absolutely love her design. I love the fact that she's super intimidating. She looks deadly. I love that she's holding, the sphere that we just mentioned for Vortex Arena in her hands as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing her in action. Her animation is probably going to be very interesting because you have to remember she represents the dragons. So how exactly is she going to be attacking? Is she going to be ferocious? Is she going to be a little bit more ethereal because she does represent the dark element? We don't know. We don't know. So very, very much looking forward to her arrival to Brave Frontier Global. All right. I think that's all that we have for this segment. Please stick around for what's to come next. All right, it is now time to announce something very, very exciting coming to Brave Frontier, something that the moment that I heard this was real, I just started freaking out because I absolutely love this anime, and the fact that we are getting a collaboration with this anime is amazing to me. But without further ado, we are having a collaboration with Samurai Champloo.
Wow.
Samurai Champloo!
Once again.
It's amazing how many IPs Brave Frontier has collaborated with, and to add another amazing one to the list. It's just, it just makes me prouder and prouder every single time. And of course, it helps when it's something that I already love to begin with. Samurai Champloo is just one of those animes that I can really relate to because it gives you everything that you could wish for from like a cultural Japanese perspective, because you have just samurai like going at it everywhere, and you can see ancient, like I would say like Edo period Japan. But it also is full of like hip hop music and future references that make you feel included as well. So it's a really very interesting and well-made mix of the modern and the old. And the characters are all excellent. I love all of them. Let's take a look to see which one of them are coming to Brave Frontier Global. So the first 2 here, we have the Summon Batch 1, which is going to be featuring Mugen. Mugen is going to be a fire elemental unit. As you can see, he's got his sword. He's got his very Ryukyu Island dress. Well, I say dress, but outfit. And he's got his shaggy hair and those dark bags under his eyes. So you know that this is definitely Mugen. I absolutely love what we have done for the design. The art team did an excellent, excellent job. For batch 2 of the summons, we're going to have Jin, of course, representing the element of water. So you have to remember that Mugen and Jin are like total opposites of each other. So they're the yin and yang, and water against fire makes absolutely total sense. It represents their personalities brilliantly. Not to mention that it also matches their outfits brilliantly. I love the red on red and the blue on the blue. But of course, Jin is the more cool, collected, calm personality to offset Mugen's brash, abrasive, and fiery personality. So you can see here that Jin is looking fantastic with his long black hair, his two swords, and the trademark glasses there. I am over the moon with these designs. Risky, can I get an outsider's perspective on what do you think these Samurai Champloo units look?
Well, I mean, Samurai Champloo was the anime that came from my around my teen era. I mean, I didn't really watch it, but just looking at the way it is being put in BF, Brave Frontier design, it's absolutely stunning. And I do agree with what you're saying. I mean, like in general, I really like Japanese culture and those samurai, like those traditional clothing like hakama. I also I think I prefer Jin design more, but I think Mugen is really cool as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm always torn between the two because I love what Jin stands for. Like, I think I secretly wish that I could be like Jin, and I admire him a lot. But deep down inside, I know that I'm just like Mugen because I am just all over the place, loud, crazy lady.
Gosh.
So I think, it's important to have a little bit of both in your life, and the fact that they are coming to Brave Frontier Global and they're going to have a dual Braveverse together, just speaks volumes. Even if you are the two most opposite things on this earth, you can still find a way to reconcile and work your differences and meet in the middle for the good and betterment of everyone. So I absolutely love that these two characters are making it to Brave Frontier Global, but they're not the only ones because we have some reward units for you guys, and they're going to be Shoryuu and Fu. Now, Shoryuu is one of the most iconic villains, I would say, of Samurai Champloo. He has a very unique set of skills to beat his enemies with, and beat is like a nice way of putting it because it's not like they really walk away from their encounters. But Shoryuu's fate is sealed throughout the Samurai Champloo anime series, and why he is back in the Brave Frontier world is kind of like a mystery, and I think it will be the core of the story that plays out for Samurai Champloo in Brave Frontier Global. So do keep an eye out for that and watch as the story unfolds. Now, Fu, of course, the lovely lady, the main heroine of Samurai Champloo, she's the one that flips the coin and calls it and somehow gets Jin and Mugen to work together to help her find the Sunflower Samurai. So she is the neutral good in the team. She's the one that brings the peace between Mugen and Jin. She's the one that tries to offer, the peaceful solutions in the middle. But she also loves to just have fun once in a while because she's just a young girl and she has very much to live for and very much looking forward to what's in store in her future. So I'm gonna guess here that Shoryuu is probably a dark unit and Fu is Earth based on the color here. Any thoughts, Risky?
I mean, I think in terms of the element, it looks correct. And in terms of like how we are getting the reward, I guess the detail will be unveiled later on with the team. So yeah, do stick around of the announcement. I guess because the collaboration itself will be on the November 20th onwards. So do expect like maybe a week before or like a few days before the collaboration, you will have a full detail on how to get the reward units. Okay, excellent.
So, speaking of the collaboration, there will be dungeons, of course, original dungeons made for this collaboration. 3 to 4 to be exact. So there's going to be the Sunflower Collection featuring Fu, the Samurai Champloo featuring Mugen, and Samurai Champloo Adventures featuring Jin. And then on the 3rd week, I believe, we're going to unlock the Lethal Lunacy, which will be starring Shoryuu. And I think these dungeons are going to be available only once a day. Is that?
The Samurai Champloo dungeon is the one that is. Samurai Champloo Adventures, the one with Jin. as the limited daily dungeon.
I see.
Yeah.
So only one of them will be a daily dungeon, and the other ones, I see. Okay, cool. But make sure that you obviously do all 3 of these. If you make sure that you clear all of the quests available in these dungeons, you will be able to claim a total of 16 gems total across all of the dungeons. That's a lot of gems. So make sure that you're not missing out on that. And of course, playing through the dungeon is going to be fun because you can see how the story that was made for Samurai Champloo develops in Grand Gaia, and with our summoner who's also starring in the story as well.
It's going to be an interesting mix, I guess. Like, I mean, as usual, whenever we have a anime collaboration, there's always like a Brave Frontier version of the story.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's kind of like we discussed it with the licensor, so it is something that definitely will be interesting and like, you know, I don't know, hit the spot probably for all the fans of the anime.
Yes, I think if you have been watching the anime for you know, a while, or you have completed the whole anime series, that you will see a lot of parallels between what happens in the story. Even though the story itself in Brave Frontier happens after the Samurai Champloo adventures have finished in the anime, they're kind of like reliving a familiar episode, so to speak, in their lives as they find themselves in Grand Gaia. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna give any more away. Make sure that you play the dungeon every day. Make sure that you are summoning for these units, and don't forget to claim, of course, your reward units, because free units are always good. And just look forward to it, because I'm really super excited to have Samurai Champloo join us here in Brave Frontier again. The collaboration will be from November 20th to December 10th, PST time, just, you know, a disclaimer. And it's only available for a limited time, so make sure that you enjoy it while it lasts, because I know that I'm going to, because this is amazing. Okay?
Wow.
All right, well.
All right.
Now I have to compose myself so that we can go on to the next segment of the show. All right, we're gonna close off the show with a Summoner's Corner, where you guys ask the questions and Risky has all the answers. The first question here is by Razor Dragon. He says, Risky and Shelly, congratulations on 6 years of Brave Frontier. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you as well for being part of the community and for supporting our app. We cannot thank you guys enough, honestly. But what Razor wants to know is, will we ever get a Vortex Arena that includes more than just one element? Because Vortex Arena is very, like, you know, thunder and earth and dark. Is there ever going to be a chance that maybe, you know, you combine 5 different elements and maybe the leader of your squad, you know, it's a Rainbow Boost leader, as, you know, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I'm speaking like a gamer, but it's a leader who has a leader skill that boosts your squad according to how many different elements you have in your squad. There.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of this idea, Risky?
I think this question has been brought up like since, I don't know, like the second season of Vortex Arena, probably because like people start thinking like, hey, instead of the element, maybe you can have the rainbow VA or something. I think at that time there were no like plan to do that, but I have the note from the team that they are currently looking on how to improve and provide more variety for Vortex Arena. So we will basically they will keep the suggestion in mind as they explore this feature further. So I mean, in summary, it might not be a direct rainbow Vortex Arena, but there might be some kind of like a mix here and there. So well, look forward for this in the future. Okay,
I think it's a great idea. So would love to see that happen, or something similar happening. Thank you, Razor, so much for that suggestion and for sending your love to the whole Brave Frontier team. Our next question here is by Goosefabah X. Excellent name. Goosefabah is wondering if we could ever possibly get a Super Karma dungeon that didn't give Karma but instead gave Zell, for example. Because, you know, we need a lot of Zell in order to max out our units and stuff. What do you think,
Right.
Risky?
So, I mean, at the present, currently we do have the dungeons like, you know, Jewel Parade and the monthly Omni Arcanum Bazaar, where you can farm units like Jewel Gods and Jewel Kings, and can be exchanged into Zell. You can also have the Super Honor Summon, where you can actually get those Zell Saints as well. But again, in the upcoming months, we will be having a daily Zell giveaway. So do log in to claim your Zelle rewards.
Yeah, if I
So,
remember
I mean,
correctly, 6 million a day. So don't miss
Yep.
out.
So in summary, there is no actually plan to have a super Zelle dungeon, sort of. But yeah, you can always like use the jewel parade and like don't forget to log in as well during the anniversary.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Now for our last question of the day is by Bismarck. Bismarck wants to know, since Guild Raid seems to have a lot of its problem fixed, can we expect Guild Raid to come soon?
Yep. So there is a good news that there will be another Guild Raid coming up in November, where you can earn the 6th anniversary token. So yeah, do prepare and be ready for that. So yeah, I think in the last run it was quite well for us. So the team will still observe just in case there's another unexpected issue, because I think, as we mentioned earlier, it's kind of like certain reliant to another kind of like third-party library that kind of affect us. So, but yeah, there will be another one in November. So you can inform your guild mates now to start preparing for that.
Yeah, make sure that you are reaching them, through Discord or whatever other means you guys have to communicate. Make sure that they're ready to go so that they can get their parties ready once Guild Raid is up and running. And hopefully you guys claim a lot of those tokens so you can exchange a lot of cool things from the bazaar and celebrate the 6th anniversary of Brave Frontier Global with us, because we cannot be happier, we cannot be prouder of what everybody has accomplished together. Again, we cannot thank you guys enough for always supporting our game. And for always just showing your love in many different ways, whether it is, on your posts on Reddit, or whether you are doing it through the unofficial Discord channel for Brave Frontier, or you're leaving your comments on YouTube. Just thank you for everything that you do and for all of your love and support. I really cannot thank you guys enough. And of course, thank you to the Brave Frontier team, to Mr. Risky, who worked so hard for this game. To everybody involved in the art team, of course. They make the most beautiful units ever seen by mankind, and the pixel animations will always be legendary for Brave Frontier. We still have the Guinness World Record for most pixel art animated units in a mobile game ever. So, lots of accomplishments made by Brave Frontier, and hopefully lots more to come in the future. So we'll be seeing you guys on the next episode. Happy anniversary!
Bye-bye. Happy anniversary!